I'm at the Tektronix stand, and I finally get to have a look at the new 5 series, and it's big. It kind of looks like an old sewing machine box or something like that. It really is. Sexy is not the word you would use to describe this. It is very large. You can see it compared to the 4000, which is not a small scope. You can see the two of them there. It is very chunky, like especially on the bottom part of this here. I mean, you know, there's a lot of space down here, but of course they've got the new mix front end, which has your regular Tech Pros, but you can now plug in the digital. Oh, no, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to push it. There you go, lock. There you go. Dummy. So that's the new interface on that, if you haven't seen it. There you go. But of course, the problem is that you have to sacrifice your analog channels. So if you bought your 6-channel one, it's four channels as well. You can buy a 4-channel. 4, 6, and 8. So if you only buy the 4-channel one and you want, you know, your 16 channels of digital, you've only got a 2-channel analog scope now. So that's probably the main disadvantage of this thing. Anyway, what we're seeing on the screen at the moment is the white waveform there is a reference for the 8-bit. We're just looking at the 16-bit converter at the moment. So here we go. If we hit the high res button here, there we go. So it's now in 8-bit converter mode. You might be able to see that down the bottom. Where is it? It's somewhere down here. 8 bits, there you go. So it's sampling 8 bits, and that's what we get, and put in the 12-bit converter. Apparently it does do 12 bits all the way up to 1 gig, so they claim, but yeah, I don't know the ins and outs of it, and especially the effective number of bits and all that sort of jazz. And we can pinch and zoom and all that sort of jazz. So there you go, and we've got the digital signals superimposed on there. So if we stop that, where's the horizontal time base? Here we go. Oh, no. Oh, horizontal's down the bottom. Okay, no, that's wrong. See, my instinct told me to reach up, you know, that the vertical should be on the bottom. That's what my instinct told me. But so I went to like the higher up one for my horizontal, and it's not. The vertical's above that. So I don't know why they did that. I don't agree. Anyway, we've got a tiny little horizontal button. There you go. What's the sample memory? How much sample memory?
6.25 gigahertz.
No, there's no sample memory. The size of the memory.
62.5.
62.5 meg. Right, 62.5 meg samples. And anyway, so that's the 12-bit. That's the high res. You can run that again, and oh no, because that's right, we haven't zoomed in. So if we zoom in, like, we can see that it's 8-bit sampling at the moment. Of course, it looks nice and smooth. But if you zoom in, you can see that it's all jaggy like that. And we put our 12-bit converter on, and everything's hunky-dory. Sine X on X interpolation, I'm sure. And yeah, it's big and boxy. It really is. How much does it weigh? Hang on. Oh my God! I can't. I'm gonna. Hang on. Let's have a look. See if I can do it. Ready? Extend the arm out like this. Extend the arm. That is ridiculous. I can barely do that. That is nuts. That's got to weigh. That's got to be 12, 13 kilos, about 12 kilos, yeah, I called it. It is about 12 and a half or something. So it's a big beast, wow. Although width-wise, it's probably not any wider.
Same width.
It's the same width. Yeah, it's the same width as the 4000, but it's, so I guess height-wise it's not, you know, it's not a problem. It is thicker on the back, of course. But it's a big beast. I mean, you know, it's designed for huge performance. It's not, I wouldn't call it an everyday use scope. You know, you wouldn't use it for just all your basic stuff because the interface just isn't quite as nice. Or some people like the pinch and some people like all the menu-based system. But we do have our horizontal and vertical. We've got all our channels here. Oh, we physically don't have the button.
That's for channel 8,
Buttons
7,
there.
8.
The button's there. 7 and 8 is there. I can feel it. Yeah. So we've got our reference, so we've got our reference waveform there, math, bus, everything's there. They're grouped pretty well. Don't mind that. Then we, of course, you've got your navigation stuff, which is, yep, there we go. We can move our nav window up the top there, and then we can expand and do that. That actually feels rather, that feels quite nice. Don't mind that at all. Let's run that baby again. Move it. Oh, no, we've got to go back to channel 1. And of course it color codes the color that you're actually on. Kind of looks green. It's supposed to be yellow, but it's kind of like, it's kind of, that color doesn't, that yellow, I swear, I'm going to nitpick, but that's almost green to me. That's almost green. It's not the same yellow. I'm totally nitpicking, but I swear they're not using the same LEDs. They're not. I'm totally nitpicking. Well, I can't. Oh, there we go. I was already at maximum. Yeah, right. So let's.
If you want, we'll
Hang
reset
on.
it to
No, it's all right. I'm just going to move the position like that. Look, it stops sampling. Its sampling's almost stopped when I move that. Not quite, but it has drastically slowed down, that's for sure. When I do the horizontal. What about when I do the vertical? Yeah, once again, you can see it is updating, but it's updating much slower as I move that. So obviously, the acquisition processing, the display and user interface engine is the same one as what they're using for the acquisition, because it's slowing down, or they can't dump it to memory at the same time, can't update the screen. Maybe it is like sampling in the background properly, but that is, it isn't slow. It feels responsive, but it does actually slow down when you do that. So, most scopes will do that to some degree, so that's all right. But then we've got cursors up here, run, stop. What do we got? Run, stop, single sequence, high res mode. I like that the high res is a separate button. That's very nice. Fast acquisition mode. Does that go? Yeah, it goes into the old 2K. I reckon we've got our 2K of sample memory again, old school tech. I reckon they're jumping back to that. Does it tell us? 12 bits. Where does it tell us the number of samples? No, that's acquisitions per second. Where does it tell us the size of the sample memory? Oh, there we go. Is that it? 12.5 K points. There it is. So that's actually more than the couple of K in the previous gens. So that's all right. They've improved. Improved to the fast AC mode. No worries. And trigger. We've got force. We've got slope, plus, minus, auto, normal mode. Yep.
and set it from there.
And then we've got the silly little drop-down menus. You can use it with a mouse, of course. But, the touchscreen, we've got runt, trigger, logic, sample and hold, rise and fall, blah, 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 blah. Nice. But, you either like that or you don't. But most of the stuff, most of your basic stuff you can do from your front panel. So it's pretty good. I guess they've done well to sort of keep it the same width as the previous scopes, but get a massive screen. What's the resolution of the screen?
1920 by 1080.
Oh, so it's a full HD screen. So yeah, full HD screen. It does look like a full HD screen. So it is very impressive, very bright. The angle, hang on, screen angle, go down like this, and it's not too terrific, although we are getting glare, but trust me, it's not. It's okay. It's all right. I'm going to call that pretty decent. Go to the side. Yeah, it's a pretty nice screen. It's pretty nice, I've got to admit. It's nice and bright. It's big. It's full HD. Yeah, you're getting your money's worth there, I think. No worries. And I like that you can just bugger off the touch. There we go, touch off. So if you're a screen poker like I am, then you know, it doesn't upset the apple cart. So that's nice, and that's quick and responsive too. The Keysight one's not that quick, if memory serves me correctly. The auto set button is indent, so you can't accidentally press the auto set button, and the default setup there, they're indent as well. So, you know, you can't accidentally like brush across those. Let's have a look. Can we, I mean, obviously it's, you know, with the weight of this thing pushing the buttons, it's not going to tip over anytime soon. So that's really quite nice. And for those who want to see it's just, there's the new interface for it. And of course, the problem is you've got to buy, you know, once you buy the 4-channel, that's it. You're stuck with the 4-channel. Or if you buy the 6-channel, you're stuck with the 6. You can't upgrade that later. Unfortunately, they don't pre-populate these things. So they even, like, the cutouts just aren't there to do it. You can't even factory upgrade it, can you? No, you can't factory update it. Shaking their head. All right. But anyway, I can't do a full-on review here. Just having to play around with it. It's a nice bit of kit. It's a bit unusual bit of kit, but as I said, you probably, you know, you wouldn't use something like this as an everyday use scope, just like you wouldn't use any of the other high-end ones as a everyday, you know, just for general purpose measurements and stuff like that, dicking around. It's just too big, and, you know, you want a small, simple scope that, you know, just does the basic stuff for all that sort of stuff. But of course, that's not the market for this thing. You've got a USB 3 down there, USB 2, and it's, you know, it's an impressive bit of kit. It's yeah, it's, I don't know, you either like the limitation, you know, I can maybe understand why they've done the logic channels on there. I just hate the fact that I have to sacrifice a valuable analog channel to get the digital. It's a bit of a bummer, but, you know, they've got their reasons, and it is what it is. But it's a nice, if unusual, bit of kit. And of course, if you don't like stuff, you can just drag it.
No, you didn't get it.
Oh, I didn't get it. Hold it down?
Yeah.
I got it now? No? Oh, yeah, I'm not skilled enough. I don't have the magic touch. And you can bugger that off, like, you know, so you can, like, dock. So if you don't like any of the...
You can do any one of these.
Or, and can you do these as well?
No.
Okay, so they're fixed. So you can only do the digital channel, like...
No, what you open, if you open any of the channel over this side,
yep.
Drag it away and drop
Oh, okay, right. So if we go 2...
Yeah, you come up.
Oh, okay. So if we go 2... Like, I don't know why you just don't leave them there all the time. Why even have the ability to get rid of them? I'm not... Oh.
So you don't clutter your screen.
Yeah, but there's nothing else down there to replace it. The argument is you don't clutter your screen, but there's nothing... You know, maybe... You know, okay, right, maybe.
Maybe.
All right, no, I'm not convinced. Okay, no, I think they did it just because they could. I'm not sold on that feature.
Yeah.
No, I did, like, you know. Can we drag? I still haven't got it yet.
No, you got to hold on to that.
I did. I clearly, but mate, if you're going to have the ability to move it, why can't I move it up there and drop it there?
No,
like,
because
you know,
very
yeah, exactly. Like,
double click on it.
Yeah.
And then you close it. That's the other way of doing it.
Ah, so to close it, you got, yeah.
You close it that way, or you know, whatever you have here, you can double click on it, and then you can set up and close it, turn it off.
Yeah, but no, yeah, I'm not sold. If you're going to have the ability to drag this, I want to be able to drag it somewhere else and maybe even take this to full screen, perhaps. Like, take it to full screen. Can we get rid of all this and make it and expand the waveform out? Yeah. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's nice. Okay. Right. Yep, that's pretty neat. I know, I like, you've already got the button here. I don't know why you need the ability to do that. You can just go like that. I don't get it. It's a wanky feature. Not sold on that. I'd like the ability to move stuff places, like different places on the screen. They just, like, they've added in this capability to sort of do some drag in, but like you can't dock things anywhere else. So I'm not sure. They've sort of like done it half-assed and shut down. I've got to shut down my operating system. About. Install license, great. Okay, so there's all our probes detected, all that sort of jazz. And if I saw user interface tutorial. This 3-minute tutorial will show you the basic gestures used to operate this. He's laughing. It must be pretty wanky. Single tap to select a channel. A single tap will also activate the control. Is it interactive or is it just gonna, do I have to just sit here? Locations used a single tap. No. Single tap to close results bar. Yes, we did that. Oh, it's not interactive. Oh, yes, it is. No, it's just gonna, no. It's just a 3-minute tutorial. We just got to sit here. We may as well watch the YouTube video. Ah, boring. How do I get out of that? Close. There we go. We're out. Thank goodness. Back to using our scope. But anyway, yeah, it's got phenomenal specs. And the update rate and everything else, and the technology they've got inside the front ends is really fantastic. So it's no problem. It's just a bit of an unusual. A few unusual choices they've decided to go with, but it is what it is, and it's an impressive bit of kit. And I don't think there's some aspects of it that aren't matched by other scopes. So anyway, this isn't a full review, but it's certainly interesting. So at the moment we've gone full screen, and you can apparently double tap on here. You can put it into stacked mode, and then it will separate the screen like that. So I don't know why they don't call it split screen, but you can get multiple ones all stacked on top of each other. So that's kind of neat. So here's our scale. It's all very far. I got no problems with the response of this thing. It seems pretty good. Yeah, that's just periodic there. Oh, yep, there we go. Oh, it seems to be pretty quick and responsive. But you either, there's the interpolation, there's the persistence. You can go into dot mode, of course. There we go. Whoa! Single. Let's go in there. Oh, I went for the horizontal again. Why is the horizontal on the bottom? I find that really, really annoying. My God, that's going to kill me. Unbelievable. Look at the edge on that. Hang on. Wow, like it's almost as if there's jitter. Is there some jittery in there? Look at that. So if I go into vectors and dots, and yet the dots go, do they go like that?
Calculate all of them and put them together.
Ah, right. Oh, okay, is it multiple acquisitions? Yeah. Oh, it's multiple acquisitions, okay. Right. Oh, one thing it doesn't have a knob for is the waveform intensity. There's no knob for your waveform intensity. So, oh no, hang on, no, we've got our, but you can't, but there's no, so if you're always adjusting your waveform intensity, no, you've got to call up a menu to get your waveform intensity, so they don't have a dedicated button for that. That's a bummer. One nice touch on this thing is the feet fold, of course, right? But this actually pushes up. Once it goes down, it locks. It actually locks like that. So when you put the weight down, you can tilt it forward like that, and it's not, the feet aren't going to collapse under themselves, but because the scope's so heavy, they've had to add that, and that's a nice touch. Someone was thinking. Well done. Check out the new Rohde Schwarz RTP scope. If you have to ask the price, you can't afford it. This is the 8 gig, 20 gig sample per second, but they're going to come out. It's a new platform that they got, and they're going to come out with new models that have up to 16 gig analog bandwidth and 40 gig sample per second, and you can interleave channels. I like the fact that you can upgrade the user upgradable digital channels. This is a weird connector. Check this out. Check this out. I swear, it looks like a HDMI connector, right? It looks like like a giant HDMI connector. I don't know. I'd love to know what that is. That an industry standard connector, or have they just gone for some custom thing? Anyway, they're going to have they don't have at the moment. They're going to have ARB gens in their pulse gens and signal gens and stuff like that. Anyway, that looks very impressive. The menu's down the bottom, which is fascinating. But doesn't that look groovy? That like just the effort in the user interface compared to that Tech 5 series. And I love the big font that you can actually see, and it's like a nice big bold font. It really is. Actually, I love the way they've implemented that menu. It just looks very sexy. So that's him. If you're going to have a menu, make it look like that. That's just fantastic. I really like that. So I'm impressed. But yeah, the Rohde Schwarz are the touch interfaces, and you can dock things all over the place and stuff like that. And it's just, yeah, they've really got that polished down pat. So very impressive. Sorry, I won't play with it anymore, but yeah, that's just oh man, it's brilliant.